CNBC contributor. Tom, great to have you here.
Great to see you, Frank.
So, Tom, Fundstrat, you put out a note last night talking about the Super Bowl and kind of comparing the markets to the Super Bowl. So I have a question for you. We're going to keep that metaphor going just for a moment. Should investors right now in 2023, should they be on offense or defense? And who's going to win this thing, the Bulls or the Bears?
Yeah. I think investors need to be playing offense, which is by the dip since October. It does seem like most people have a different playbook, thinking that this is a bear market rally that they need to fade. But as Michael pointed out, today's a great example. The market kind of was a little leaky the last couple of days, and it regained all of that loss today.
All right, Tom, you're one of the best-known bulls on the market. So let's go to the scoreboard on this one. We saw where the S&P closed at today at just about 4140. What's your S&P price target for the year?
We've got 4750 for the end of 2023. And I know people might roll their eyes and saying, well, everyone says the markets will be flat. But one thing people have to keep in mind is, Frank, I know you love stats too, especially because I know you played football. When the S&P by day 26, which was last week, is up more than 5%, 71% of the time the market advances to more than a 20% gain. In fact, 16 of 17 times the market is higher from that day into the end of the year. So the odds really favor the market strengthening from here, even though people think we're peaking. I mean, I don't know what CPI brings tomorrow, right, but I would say 4,800 is conservative.
Okay, you're almost some technical analysis there, Tom. I don't really know you for that. Just to be clear, your S&P target is about a 15% upside from the close today. So far this year, we've seen tech and consumer discretionary really leading the market in 2023 so far. What do you see in the near term for the rest of February? Can we keep this rally going for the rest of this month? I know how you feel about the rest of the year, but what about the rest of this month?
Sure. Well, February is tricky, actually, because January is so strong. In the past, when you have a strong January, you kind of borrow from the following month. So February might be a little choppy, which is what we're seeing. But I think that investors, depending on which playbook they have to look at that as whether they're buying that pullback, which we'd recommend. And, we do think the leadership this year is FANG, which really is tech and consumer discretionary.
Right. So last year, inflation was really the theme of the market, the impact of inflation and the rising dollar. So far this year, the big theme has been AI. Do you see AI continue to have such a big impact on the market going forward, whether it be what Google's up to, what Microsoft's up to, or what potentially Amazon could be up to?
Yeah, AI is a pretty big deal. I mean, obviously, the extreme AI is pretty scary because, we don't want to have machines decide they don't need humans. But AI is solving so many problems because, as we know, around the world, there's a shortage of labor and a shortage of people who can do and complete a lot of tasks and information that now things like ChatGPT and BART are capable of doing. So I think it's a real productivity solution, and it's allowing people to make better decisions, which, as we know, is something that we would actually consider to add a lot of value. I mean, it makes every human in America capable of making better decisions. I just think that's additive to GDP and to the equity markets.
Tom, that was a big swing. You started off with like a Terminator scenario, then it came to a positive note. Appreciate your insight as always. Fundstrat's Tom Lee, thanks for being here. All right, today's market rally.